So if you're still on your tag manager or GA4 for conversion tracking in Google, just know that that is Google's best guess. That is like your head should be exploding right now. Like, oh
I've
my
been
God.
noticing discrepancies, not a lot yet, but I've been noticing 10% roughly discrepancies between GTM showing more than blot out or audience OS. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah,
So that
I've been
makes a lot
seeing
of
like a
sense.
big divergence recently. And like all of a sudden it was funny. It was we had one client who was using a consulting. They're like, why does all of a sudden Meta just go down for the last 2 days and pop back up? It was like 10 grand, 10 grand, $200, $200, 10 grand. I'm like, are you using GA4? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you got last click on? He's like, yeah. I'm like, did you run an email campaign? He's like, yeah. I'm like, check your email channel. Email channels all of a sudden it's like $200, like 10 grand. It just flip flopped. I'm like, okay, that's your existing customers. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, why would that happen? I'm like, it's last click. He's like, yeah, but why would that happen? I'm like, last click. They came from Facebook. They converted on email. So email is the only thing that worked that week. Also, that's modeled. Like we think it came from here, but it could have come. I mean, like, holy shit. And basically you're just like throw spaghetti against the wall and it thinks this stuck. So, and that's it. That's your tag and that's your GA4. If we think about it, if we take a step back, it's like, what's really in control? AI really is in control. When you're talking about like your audiences on Google, on Meta, even on TikTok are kind of like not really there anymore.
Yeah, you're stuck.
If you're doing manual CPC, you're getting outbid by everyone else that's allowing Google to overbid you. I mean, we're getting kind of like forced into a bubble. So if the traffic is going to come from people who are just resonating with our ads, I mean, if you think about it, anything proactive is simply, there. It's like, what audiences are you testing? Yeah, I don't know. What age group? I mean, I like this one, but I still get some of the other ones. Are you excluding anybody? I hope, but a match rate's 20%, and I can't trust the data. Well, what can we control? Well, if everyone is seeing across all platforms that overlap 50% with remarketing, remember, like it's going to be like Google traffic is going to see a message. That Meta is going to come in and be like, haha, different message. Could be something different. But if you're looking at like 20% off coupon on Google, and then it's like buy one, get one free. It's like, well, they were interested in your product here, but they hooked up with that offer. So why? Exactly. Now you're looking at like, I hope I can pull that lever, but skip over that lever and then crank up that lever over. It's like it becomes really, really disjointed.
Yeah, and then we have people still looking at UTMs that are saying this caused this, and I know this, and it's like,
yeah, why is the direct traffic at GA4 up 12%?
Yeah.
God.
I want to also I need to share this with everyone. This is something that came out when I was in Iceland, when I was in San Diego. I don't know how much we really showcased this, but I had this confirmed with a Google rep, 2 Google reps that I actually really like. And
that's the first, John. I've never heard you say those words.
Yeah, one was on our public trading company. Well, I'll just call him out, Craig. I've known him for 2 years. The dude he's the first person to not auto apply everything and actually give us like some wink, wink, nudge, nudge about like some other things. But if anybody is out there still using GA4, this here as an example, yes, Google Analytics 4 will not count users who have not given consent as no data is collected from the basic setup mode. However, GA4 can model the behavior of unconsented users using machine learning. So as an example, I had a call with a client today who just says, we have like 50% more direct traffic last week and that just went nowhere. Shopify didn't see it, GA4 saw it, but I'm like, we think it came from somewhere, but right now it's being modeled. Yeah. So if you're looking at GA4, that's last click and modeled. So just know that that is like brand campaign works.
That's what that is.
Yes. Now, also Google Tag Manager, when correctly configured with consent mode, will not count non-consent mode users the same way it counts it. This is a fundamental aspect. It also does modeling. So technically, your Google Tag Manager is now also modeling the data like GA4 is. So if you're still on your tag manager or GA4 for conversion tracking in Google, just know that that is Google's best guess. That is like your head should be exploding right now. Like,
I've been noticing discrepancies, not a lot yet, but I've been noticing 10% roughly discrepancies between GTM showing more than blot out or audience OS. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I've been seeing like a big divergence recently. And like all of a sudden it was funny. We had one client who was using a consulting. They're like, why does all of a sudden Meta just go down for the last 2 days and pop back up? It was like 10 grand, 10 grand, $200, $200, 10 grand. I'm like, are you using GA4? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you got last click on? He's like, yeah. I'm like, did you run an email campaign? He's like, yeah. I'm like, check your email channel. Email channels all of a sudden it's like $200, like 10 grand. It just flip flopped. I'm like, okay, that's your existing customers. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, why would that happen? I'm like, it's last click. He's like, yeah, but why would that happen? I'm like, last click. They came from Facebook. They converted on email. So email is the only thing that worked that week. Also, that's modeled. Like we think it came from here, but it could have come. I mean, like, holy shit. And basically you're just like throw spaghetti against the wall and it thinks this stuck. So, and that's it. That's your tag and that's your GA4. Like, holy shit.
We are so far ahead, man. We're trekking ahead on this. It's like data infrastructure, got that figured out. Creative, got that figured out. Landing page, offer, got that figured out. It's like, I just don't see anyone doing this with traffic. I still see people looking at traffic like this campaign did better than this campaign. And so let's push more into this campaign. It's like, there's so much more going on. That's crazy. I didn't know that about GA4. So thanks for telling me.
Yeah. So GA4 and also your
GTM.
GTM. So here, you want to know what's funny? This here sort of solves for it.
Yeah.
What did they like? What are you testing? Because they probably see it 6 times. What did they click? Doesn't really matter. They saw the same messaging on the same times from 6 different areas. So this is why has to come about. If you can't trust the data and you're too fragmented on your pain point hook and offer, and you're not sure what spend levels things are spending on, and you're not sure where things are coming from, and you're not sure where things are going, okay, let's pause. What if everybody saw the same messaging all the time, where it was first returning? And then you compare that to a different concept pain point hook and offer. Would that at least get you to optimize towards something that is working better or worse? Tried that, I got X. Tried this, I got Y. You can use Lifetimely for that shit. Like, spent, did better. Spent, did worse. Okay. Like, we can see what is spending, which means what's getting engagement. We can see the conversions. I mean, we can whittle this down into like even lesser than MMM. Now it's just go-to-market plans, which go-to-market work better.
Congruency, that's the biggest thing. I think people forget congruency is sort of the core out of all of this. So that's really what it is at the end of the day. Like, test congruency, that's 100% of the time. There's no like way around that because it's just now becoming a bigger and bigger problem. So, and that's back to what original marketing was all about in the first place. I feel like I'm saying that like a just on repeat again and again and again and again. But
well, I mean, hey, I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with that. It's persistence beats resistance is the old adage.
Well, and I think the other thing too that you brought up that is something that everyone needs to kind of shift in their framework is that, conversions are not attribution. It's not attribution. They want you to say it's attribution. It's not. It's to feed the algorithm. What are you feeding the algorithm? That's all it is. So when you look at the data, okay, am I still feeding the algorithm? Yes. Are we getting good results? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. And it kind of throws away benchmarking a little bit when it comes to that now. I mean, like your simpler approach when it comes to MMM, when it comes to cost difference, and obviously just the congruency of the offer, that's really what you're only looking at now. I mean, yes, you can go first party or third party tools and get first click data and have it be more accurate to then benchmark off of, which is what we're doing in like every account now, but which we'd also recommend. But I think that's it's going to hurt a lot of people in a lot of accounts that aren't aware of this, because they're going to just I see results going up in Google and that's my only channel and I'm not getting better results on the back end of the business. What's going on? And they're not going to fix it. It's not going to be solvable unless you really dive into it. So that's just wild to me.
Every situation that has a company and a media buying team and a creative team and a sales team and a website team and that kind of stuff, we've always looked for like ways that we can coordinate everything. It still is obviously because it's measurement, but it used to be by measurement solely. It's like, okay, what are we testing and is everyone looking at the same thing and what's the results? I don't know why people just don't really grasp onto that. It's like, okay, I'm doing this, but the NCAC is this, but I don't know what anybody else is doing. It's like, it's still disjointed. So by roping everything together, it's like if you have your creative team focusing on a concept, your paid media team is testing that concept, the CMO and CFO are watching the metrics and also the engagement. Like, and I mean, the CMO or CFO the CMO could be the media buyer. Shit, doesn't matter who is running the media and what are they doing. And I think like each time, if we take a step back and whoever is watching this at the moment, I want you to run a little exercise without looking. Like, put your hands up in the air, can't touch your keyboard, can't touch your mouse. What ads are getting the best engagement on all channels at the same time? You should know it. Hey, if you like this video, we have a school community where we have a few hundred members and we cover topics, everything from the basics to all the way to the like hyper crazy advanced stuff that's like coming out next month. So a few hundred members there. We go live twice a week, something with an hour-long education about something that is very relevant to the community that week, plus a weekly Q&A where you just get to come and bring us all of your problems and we solve them one at a time.
So I have a link below in the description if you want to join. And then obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer those for you. And we'll see you in there.